In this video, I want to talk about the benefits of coconut oil, not just for yourself, but for your animals too. There's something about the ancient wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda that have known the incredible medicinal and healing properties of nature as medicine, and coconut oil being one of those. Great way to whiten your teeth, just as a side note, is to do coconut oil pulling in the morning, where you literally take a tablespoon of coconut oil in your mouth, and you're going to swish it around and roll it around in your mouth for as long as you can, and don't swallow it, spit it out afterwards, because what it does is it pulls all the heavy metals, all the toxins in your body out through the coconut pulling, and clears and purifies your body, and of course also whitens your teeth. So for some of us, I know that coconut oil or coconuts conjure up images of Hawaii and palm trees and tropical locations that are just divine, and women with wreaths of orchids around their necks, and just a paradise. And for others, it takes us back to those mouth-watering memories of our mother's homemade macaroons or coconut ice. Not that the sugar was good for us, but I remember really enjoying the sweetness of that and the chewiness of coconut flakes in it. And yeah, what does coconut bring up for you? And besides the fact that it is very tasty, it's great fiber, and it's delicious tasting, the oils that are pressed from the meat of the coconut contain numerous health benefits for people and their animal companions. So I want to take a closer look at coconut oil and why you should start to consider adding some of it to your pet's diet. A lot of people say, but isn't it saturated? Isn't it bad? And here's the thing: fats are made up of fatty acids that fall into three categories. You've got your monounsaturated, you've got your polyunsaturated fats, and then you have your saturated fats. And the saturated fats are what are predominantly found in animal products such as meat and dairy, and it's very solid at room temperature, and it's been linked to a host of health issues in people, such as obesity, high cholesterol, and increased risk of heart disease. And as a plant-based saturated fat, coconut oil was once grouped together with other unhealthy fats, just like butter or ghee, which is another incredible property used in Ayurveda. You can use ghee to actually cleanse and purify and take heat out of your eyes and tonify the liver. But today we're talking about coconut oil and why we want to ask questions. People are advised to avoid consuming this because they had their market shares in all the bad fats like margarine, which is, to me, I think my daughter said to me, it's like one chemical away from being plastic. And who wants to eat plastic? So even though coconut oil is a saturated fat, it's not unhealthy. In fact, it contains so many health benefits. And as I said, the Chinese wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda have known this for millennia. And I want you to know the chemical structure in coconut oil is quite different from the fats found in, say, a steak or a slab of butter. And that difference has huge implications for our health and also our animals' health. So when you look at most saturated fats, they're comprised of long-chain fatty acids. Coconut oil is mainly of medium-chain fatty acids or medium-chain triglycerides. And it just makes me laugh because it's been around forever, but just lately everybody's talking about coconut oil, everybody's talking about bone broth, everybody's talking about CBD oil. And again, nature has been this beautiful medicine chest for centuries, and because of all the programming and the indoctrination from the big pharma, we've forgotten to go back to nature. We're part of nature, and our bodies resonate with that frequency, whether it's a homeopathic dose or whether we're ingesting or inhaling it. Our bodies remember what's good for them. And I want you to really trust your bodies and your animals to know that they know how to maintain a healthy, balanced state or a summer state in their bodies. So think of it like this, that when you look at most saturated fats, they're comprised of these long chain fatty acids, and coconut's got this medium one. Our bodies metabolize or break down and recognize these medium chain fatty acids directly different than the long chain fatty acids. Our bodies are really, really smart, and it produces an incredibly different effect. So some of the benefits of coconut oil, and the reasons why you should really give this to your animals on a daily basis, is that we know that unlike animal-based saturated fats that contribute to heart disease, coconut oil is actually heart healthy. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it just blows me away. I do my bulletproof coffee in the morning, not with butter, but I take a big teaspoonful of coconut oil, and that's how I drink my first cup of mocha java in the morning. So coconut oil contains something called lauric acid, and it's a saturated fatty acid that converts in the body to what they call a monolaurin or a monoglyceride. And I know these are big fancy words, but basically just think of the compound having beneficial properties like that it's antiviral, it's antibacterial, it's anti-microbial, it's anti-fungal, and it's anti-protozoal. So that's going to take care of the worms and the microparasites and the parasites that your animals are picking up when they're out in the dirt and they're eating things that have half ingested. And you know, lauric acid is phenomenal because it actually destroys all these lipid-coated bacteria and funguses and viruses, all the microbes. It's like herpes or measles or influenza or hepatitis is another one. Hepatitis C and HIV, ringworm, FIV, and athlete's foot, which not a lot of animals get, but it's great for people to know this. So in addition, studies that MCTs, so the medium chain fatty acids, they increase your metabolism. I mean, how cool is that? You know, we've always been told fats are bad when we're trying to lose weight. This is the kind of fat that you want to include. You want to cook with it. You want to put in your coffee. You want to increase how much of that you're having. Because there's a whole wide range of health benefits, including weight loss, right? Because it's increasing your metabolism. It's sending signals of satiety, and it can't be stored as fat because your body feels satiated. It improves your digestion and absorption of your fat-soluble vitamins. It has so many benefits for your skin and your coat. You know, oftentimes when you're feeling dry, best way to get your hair nice and glossy again, and your skin or your animal's coat nice and glossy and shiny and healthy again, is coconut oil. And of course it provides a very rapid form of non-carbohydrate energy, which is why I put it in my bulletproof coffee in the morning. And coconut isn't the new brain food. It's an ancient brain food. It's been around, like I said, for centuries. And scientifically, they're proving now that it does improve brain function in older animals, in older dogs and cats, as well as older people. So, you know, if you're like got onset of dementia, oftentimes it's because our diets are missing these healthy fats in our diet. And it's important to really look at the findings because it has such great implications for people and animals. And I know in one study with animals, they took 24 senior beagles and they fed them a diet supplemented with like 5.5% of MCTs. And it was amazing. It just showed significant improvement in cognitive ability within just like 3 or 4 weeks. So the study's author concluded that MCTs, as the ones contained in coconut oil, provided a brilliant alternative source of brain energy for senior animals, in this case dogs, but it works across the board. We're all mammals. So just know, you know, our bodies, our brains are like the supercomputer, and they require a lot of energy when we're thinking, when we're performing daily tasks. Our animals are busy all day long. And most of the brain is satisfied when our body metabolizes glucose from the food that we eat. Here's the big segue and the big but, that as we age, we metabolize glucose less efficiently. So this is leaving like a huge gap in the brain's energy requirement. And when this occurs, alternative sources of fuel become important to fill this gap and provide much needed energy to the brain, right? This is how we prevent Alzheimer's and dementia and all those other sort of old age symptoms that we get of brain fog and can't remember where you put stuff. So this is why we all need these healthy fats, including children. Their brains are growing and they're learning, and they're not getting enough of these healthy medium chain fats in their dietary requirements. So this is where MCTs are, like the ones in coconut oil, can really help save the day very economically and very efficiently. A lot of these kelp and these omegas today, you don't know where they're coming from. They're subpar, and they're actually quite expensive. I know in South Africa, krill or kelp omegas are very, very pricey. Unlike coconut oil, which is readily available, it's locally sourced, and it's organic. So just know that unlike regular fats, which the body metabolizes slowly, MCTs break down and absorb rapidly into the bloodstream, and this is why it provides such a quick boost and a source of non-carbohydrate energy. They cross the blood-brain barrier very quickly and supply up to like 20% of a normal brain's energy requirement just from 1 tablespoon of coconut oil in your coffee in the morning, or 1 tablespoon of coconut oil mixed into your animal's food. So just know they're really important for ketone production, which serves as an additional source of brain food. And also MCTs help the body to use these omega-3 fatty acids more efficiently and increase omega-3 fatty acid concentration in the brain. Okay, this is a good reason to give your dogs both the omega-3s and the coconut oil consecutively, right? So a little of both. And when you're looking for a coconut oil, because there's a lot of them out there, and just like I said with the CBD oils, not all coconut oils are created equal, right? So you want to look for unrefined, cold pressed varieties of this, and if possible choose organic brands to avoid any sort of potential contamination from pesticides and any kind of heavy metals that are used in the extrusion of the oil. So I like cold pressed everything. With the honey as well. So just know coconut oil doesn't need to be stored in the refrigerator, but it is light sensitive like all oil. So it's best to keep it in a nice cool dark cupboard. Dark glass containers are excellent storage choices as they really protect the oil from the light. And there's no BPAs, right? We want to stay away from plastic altogether because we know they're very harmful chemicals that are found in many plastic containers these days, and that leaches into the product. So there are many ways to incorporate coconut oil into your pet's diet, and like I said, try mixing a tablespoon of it into some lovely sheep or goat's milk yogurt, or add a dollop of it on top of some really fresh organic berries. My animals eat fermented berries, and you will find that recipe somewhere in my resources. And I just mix it in with their food at night. I cook their food. Sometimes I do a combination of raw and bone food diet. My Great Dane, who has very sensitive stomach, he eats a very bland bone broth, chicken bone broth base with some rice, with some spinach, with some beautiful pumpkin and sweet potato and nice organic chicken. And so I actually cook that partially in coconut oil, and before I feed them I put some glutamine in there for muscle and tendon health, and I put in my tablespoon of coconut oil. So find out what works for you. It has a really nice taste. My other little pup and my cats eat it off the spoon. It's kind of like peanut butter, and they love it. They love the taste of it. So let them try licking a spoon of it, because they seem to love the taste. I haven't met an animal yet that has said no to coconut oil, including big lions and elephants. So just know, studies show that coconut oil fed as 10% or less of your dog's diet doesn't cause any digestive or other health issues. And Too much of it can cause diarrhea, but you know what? I just advise exercising common sense here and introducing it to your pet slowly. So like everything, to build it up, whether you're using fermented vegetables to get their good live probiotic up there to have healthy guts, just like we're introducing the CBD oil slowly. Same thing goes with the coconut oil. So that's my take on coconut oil for you and your pets, no matter what dosha or constitution you are. It's a great, great thing to add to your diet and that of your animals. And I would love to know, if you're using coconut oil with your animals or yourself, what differences have you seen? Are you pulling? How are you giving it to your animals? Let me know. Post it in the comments below. If you like this video and you think it could be beneficial to anybody else, please like it and share it. And let's create a world where we have a deeper understanding of our animals' needs, and we're willing to help ourselves, because when we help ourselves, then we are better equipped to help the loved ones in our life, animal or people. And I will see you on the other side. Bye.